welcome to Unhinged, a doll collector podcast. I'm Rosie / Teeny Tinkers.
And I'm Pablo from Hopeful Creation.
And I'm Nerdydollgirl. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Pablo's going to say, and our guest today is...
She just did herself, so better let her do it fully.
No. So I'm Nerdydollgirl on YouTube and Instagram, and I have been in the doll community for over 20 years, and I just love dolls. I love talking about dolls, and yeah.
You're in the right place, and you've been in the hobby for a long time, and that's really important because today we're talking about
BJD lore and history.
Yeah! Woo! Excited!
Yay!
So for the purposes of this episode, we're going to be skipping anything that's like outwardly drama driven. We're not going to call out very specific people.
No.
And we're not going to be, not talking about scams or anything like that.
No, for sure.
Yeah. The tea is very iced today.
No tea, no shade.
It's piping cold.
No.
Yeah.
It's piping cold.
It's piping cold.
It's like liquid nitrogen has been introduced.
Exactly.
Like, it's very cool. We're just here for the giggles
Yes.
and to share some fun stories that each of us respectively knows, because we're not all going to know the same lore. And hopefully you guys think it's funny too, and you guys have some like fun things. Maybe you remember some of this. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool. Does anybody have anything that they would like to share with the class to get us started?
I mean, I can start if you guys let me.
Of course.
If we let
So-
you. No.
If we let you, we'll see.
I
We'll
want to
see.
start off by saying I'm not in any particular way, shape, or form very well known about this, and a lot of friends in the BGD hobby have helped me getting a lot of this information. Especially this first one, I had no idea, but it seems like the brand Volks that we all know and love, and it's been a billion years in the market. They used to, or they do some sort of like lotteries where you have to enter in order to kind of like be able to get a spot on a pre-order or something like that, and you pay a lot of money.
I've heard about
Mm-hmm.
I've heard about that. I have no idea what's going on. So I'm excited. You tell me.
You both have this in the doc?
I don't have this in my doc. I have no idea what you're talking about.
So the thing is, it's so cool because this is like, the thing is, it seems like folks do this kind of like lotteries where you put like $200 and it's not like you saving a spot. It's like you entering to be able to save a spot on a pre-order.
Like a raffle.
If you get it, you also have to pay full price for the doll.
On top of the money?
Exactly. I don't know if they still do it, but I know they've done it before with some dolls, which is like...
So what happens if you don't win it? You're just out $200?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What the?
Oh my
That's how you get money.
gosh.
We should be learning about that.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
wild.
That is
Oh my God.
wild. And the thing is, I have also heard that they do kind of like these thematic cruises with people and VIP members, and they sell dolls exclusively to them. I especially know
really?
one of my friends had a
cruise?
friend. Yes.
A
Like so fancy.
A cruise, like a cruise ship?
Yes.
Like you
Oh my
go on a
God.
boat's
I don't know if
cruise?
it's a
What
cruise
the-
or like just an hour boat doing like circles in the water or something. But I've heard that that's what happens. And they sell Japanese exclusive brands, not only Volks, but other brands that may be affiliated with them. And they sell limited dolls there, and they also probably do the thing I talked about earlier. But yeah,
It's giving Gucci.
it's
giving
fucking
yeah,
wild, I have
exactly.
to say. Like,
Like,
I wish I was rich enough to pay 200 euros on a lottery. First of all, I cannot play lottery. And second of all, I'm
No.
not rich enough to be able to do that.
no. That's actually like so like illegal to do. Like if you're in Canada, you can't host a lottery without like the government being so involved because like
Yes.
it's gambling. Like you can't do
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Well, and how many people are like, I am going to like that they have enough money to just drop $200 and if
For the
it doesn't
chance.
for the chance, and then what happens? Do they get their money back or like what? Because I don't know. For me, I would not feel comfortable with that. You know?
No. And like, is this like a 1 in 2? It's like, okay, well, half of the people who enter will get a doll, or is it like there is one doll and 7,000 people have entered?
Exactly.
I have
Like,
no
what
idea.
is
It was
happening?
just said that it was like $200 for a ticket to be able to enter, to be able
okay.
to even get a doll, a spot on the for the pre-order. So maybe that's why
The
they've been
only-
in the market for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's like something. I know that there's like some kind of discourse. Again, I don't really know about the fact that there's like Japan only lottery, and then there's like
Yes.
and everybody else, but the Americans will like Americans, but like the Westerners, I guess that's us too, but will
Yeah.
enter both lotteries, even though the people from Japan can't enter the international one or whatever. I don't know what the whole like thing is on that, but I know that there's some discourse about that.
I'm sure that people find ways around things so that they can enter both for sure. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, you probably just need a VPN, so.
Yeah.
And
But
money.
that cruise thing, that
And money.
cruise, yes, exactly. But it'd be like, oh, I bought all these dolls and now I get a free cruise. That's pretty impressive.
You think it's free, the cruise? I'm sure the cruise
Oh,
is
no.
going to be so expensive. Like,
I was gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's like a convention, so they have the cost of the convention. So maybe that's what they. But I mean, it was.
I feel like if they're charging $200 for the chance to enter, they're probably not giving away free
that's
Yeah,
the
no,
feeling I got
exactly.
from my friend. I think they
Yeah.
pay for the cruise, they pay to be able to get a spot on, and then they pay for the doll.
Oh my gosh!
Imagine having that amount of money.
Money. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Do you know what? I'm going to propose something. I
Okay.
think that we should
Do a cruise?
have.
Yes.
I think we should do a cruise. Oh my god, the Unhinged cruise. That sounds like
Yes.
the boat's going to fall apart. Let's not do that. No, I think we should have like a tea meter for like how hot this tea is,
Yes.
and like
You
put it in the
think?
corner. I think so. I think it'd be funny. And like
Yes,
Pablo,
I
you
love
don't have to
that.
edit that. I can do that.
Okay.
I can also just draw the graphics for you and send them over. But
Okay, that's nice.
I
I
think
love
that,
that.
this tea is lukewarm. I think that that was a little lukewarm. I liked that. It's a little spicy.
I try my best to stay away from any kind of drama.
Yes,
But like
me
I
too.
thought this was so interesting because like just imagine having all the amount of money to spend.
Yes,
Like
wild.
Yeah.
wow. Maybe that's why
if you-
people don't have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Wow.
like, it's like, you know, you can donate some to me. I'm sure I can figure out something to do with it. I'll get
Yeah.
some dolls. I'll get some dolls. No.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's funny. Yeah. Do you guys agree the tea is lukewarm?
I would say yes.
Yes.
Even though
Okay,
I don't know
lukewarm
what
tea.
that word means.
Like in between room temperature and warm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
fine.
6 out of
Pablo's
10.
like, no. Pablo's like, no.
Honestly, my first initial goal for this episode was to not get it super hot, so I'm fine with it. That means I did
We
a
need the
good job.
tea to be warm
Yeah.
or under.
Well, hopefully mine is somewhat interesting.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear one from you.
Okay. So, do you want like funny ones or do you want
What?
like I have like a kind of sad, like creepy one.
Ooh, I want sad and creepy.
Okay. So, I'm going to have to look at my paper just because I have really bad memory. And trying to pronounce names might be challenging. But
Okay.
so you can all laugh at my pronunciations.
They'll be laughing at all of our pronunciation of things all the time. Don't worry.
Okay. So there was a man who I cannot pronounce the name of where he came from originally, but it's in somewhere in Mexico.
Okay.
And he kind of had a breakdown and ran away from his family.
God.
Yeah, it's yeah. And not long after he relocated, he stayed at this island by himself. And when he got there, he found a chilling discovery.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah. So on the shores of his island, he found the body of a young girl.
Oh, okay. Let's take a moment. This has just become a true crime podcast. What is happening? What? Okay, sorry. I just need a minute to gather myself.
I warned you. This is creepy. This is
Okay.
creepy.
All right.
This is a true story though.
All right.
so-
I'm excited to see how this ties into dolls. But let's continue.
I can wait to see how
So-
this turns out.
Let me go get some popcorn real
Yeah,
quick.
exactly.
Oh my god. Okay.
So he found the body of a young girl, and she drowned in the lake around where his island was. After that, a doll came floating down the canal, and that changed this. I know it changed this man's life. So his name was Santana Barrias.
Okay.
Anyways, so after that happened, he started to collect dolls that were found around like where he lived, and he'd rescue like damaged dolls and everything, and he started to tie them up all around the island. Yeah, all around the island. And he felt like that was a way to appease the spirit of this little girl. No, I know. And
Okay,
and
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. It's creepy.
No,
I
it's
I think
creepy.
it's
It's
so
like the facial. I
interesting.
cannot mask the. It's interesting. Like
okay,
the
good,
facial expressions are just like.
Okay,
I'm
good.
sorry, I'm not very good at masking facial expressions.
No, me too. No worries. I just want to make sure this is okay for the video.
Yes, of
But-
This
course.
is totally fine. I'm very interested.
As long as he
Okay.
didn't fuck the doll, it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, no, even if he did, I need to know about it. Anyways. I don't want to know too much about it, but I need a conclusion to this story.
I don't know exactly what happened, but no, I don't think that. I don't
There is
think
no
so.
evidence to suggest.
Yes. So, yeah, he felt like he was the island's caretaker then, and that one doll was not enough. So for the next 50 years, he strung dolls from the trash, from the canals, and hung them on the island's many trees. Some would be whole, some would be in various states of disrepair, headless, torsoless or taken apart in other ways.
And that man was Vokes. And
that was me.
That's where the cruise goes. That's where the cruise goes.
And
okay, I'm sorry. Please continue.
No. It's okay. Well, okay, so he did this for 50 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, they ended up finding him. He drowned in the same place the little girl drowned.
Plot twist.
Okay.
Creepy.
He was the little girl. No, I'm just...
No. Well, so he ended up dying in the exact same place as the girl. And it's just great. But it's still around. So people go and they visit and they bring dolls and they start tying them up to
Okay, this is now an ad for our cruise to this island. Please join our cruise. It's only $200 for the chance to come. Oh my gosh, that's wild.
And that's real, you say?
It's
that's
real.
True?
Yeah, it's true.
Wow.
I can send you the actual place, and then you can link it down below, the information. But yeah, it's a real place. Yeah. It's a real place.
I mean, in a way, it's a really cute, beautiful story, right?
Yeah.
Well, who's the little girl? Did we ever figure that?
No, they never said. So
because it doesn't sound like they even said if you like reported it or just like I found her and then I put her doll on a tree and it's like okay, but I'm gonna need to go back to the first part of the story. Like I need
if the man got suicidal or something, or he just fell.
Or he's just old, probably. He was doing it for 50 years, and assuming he's on this island at like 20, at least 20 years old. Yeah. He called him man. Like,
yeah.
Not like young man. So, like, this man's 70 tying dolls to trees. Like, I feel like that's hard labor. Like, he probably just died of old age.
Probably.
If everything he was saving was PJD, I'm sure he had a fortune on his house.
Yeah. No, they're like creepy dolls. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, I guess from one person to the next, it really depends on what you find creepy, but I mean, I think that's pretty creepy.
I feel like any doll that, if it washes up from the ocean, it probably is not looking
the best.
Fresh. So like,
no, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that is the most lore piece of lore. I think there was a death. Yeah. There were 2 deaths.
Yeah.
There are dismembered limbs.
I know.
I think that is the good thing
this is
us.
not where I thought this was going.
No.
That is the good thing about us not reading what any of us is going to say in the episode, because we can be surprised.
Yes.
I wanted to be surprised.
Wow.
Yes, me too. Yeah. Now, people actually don't believe that the little girl drowned. They think that he was had lost his mind. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of why I think they didn't investigate so much. But even if that's the case, it's still very sad and still very creepy. But I think, I don't know, I think it's real.
I'm going to go ahead and say that the tea on this one is poison.
I mean, if it's
this is some like deadly nightshade.
Because I'm sure that water was cold.
Yeah.
It's rigor mortis cold. It's morgue temperature. Oh my god. Yeah. That was wild. That was wild.
It was really cool. Really cool.
Okay, so I'm going to take this in a completely different direction.
Okay.
And we are going to talk about Press Papilla.
Okay.
Good feel. Okay, so Press Papilla Good Feel. This was a doll created by Nobility Doll, like, in 2006. Okay, so, like, oh, God, that, I was going to say, like, it was just a few years ago, but then I realized that was, like, almost 20 years ago. That's wildin'. So it had, like, double-jointed thighs, elbows, and double-jointed neck, which is kind of weird. It could do this, like, weird side thing, but it was, like, I guess that wasn't, like, super common back then, but that's not what this is about. It was, like, listed in all of the features, and they would have these, like, picture things for, like, every single feature.
Yeah.
And the one was, it had, number 1, I guess this is number 2, but it had a joint on its appendage. So it can swivel and go up and down. I don't know who wants this feature. So there's demand somewhere for this. Even 20 years ago, somebody was like, this is a great doll, but you know what would make it better? A helicopter. Like, that's what it needed. Oh my gosh. Okay, but...
Oh my God.
Even funnier than that is, there's this one picture where it's the doll. We'll have the picture on the screen, but it's just, like, its chest.
Okay.
And, the nipples are, like, highlighted. Like, there's arrows pointing at them. And, the text just says, press papilla good feel. Pointing at these nipples. I think that they're vinyl. I think it's that they're squishy. It's not much. Again, is this a feature people want? Yeah. People are like, a great doll. It can helicopter. But can I squeeze the nipples? Like, who's... What if one of these washed up on that island?
Yeah.
One of these washed up on that island, the guy would be like, not this one. We're throwing this one back.
Let me see which ones are more squishy so I can...
Or he's like, this one's coming home with me.
Yeah,
I don't
know. Exactly.
Coming.
Like, I just thought it was so funny, and the picture made me laugh so hard. But, and, like, the promo picture for the helicopter joint, also said, full mobility Royoma. So I don't know. So take that how you will. It's like, I don't know if this counts as lore, but it's freaking funny. Like, I just thought that was great. Like,
I think that's lore. I think
it's anything where it's like an inside joke. If you like, if you were there or if you know about it, like, and now you all know.
Yeah.
Press papilla good feel.
I have to.
Now I was gonna say I have to look this up.
Yeah.
The other story, the balls one is not worth watching, but the one about the tits, of course, I have to watch. I have to say that during the Frapsilla pre-order that we both were in for Loopy, I actually asked Frapsilla if she was going to do like attachable penises.
Oh.
And
you said attachable. I thought you said touchable. I'm like, whoa.
No, I meant
press Royoma good feel
to put on the doll. And
real
every time I think about that, I know I was not being like asking. I didn't thought I was asking for something sexual, but then I think about it and I'm like, I'm sure she started laughing when I asked for that. And she was creeped out. She
put you on a block list. She was like,
this is a special list. We're gonna put Putlow on this list.
Oh my god.
Now, I do.
It's a registry.
It is. I do have to tell you, I was at a doll convention and they had silicone parts that you could get, and they were squishy, and they were like, they would go like this. I mean, I didn't. I mean, they just said, we know people want these.
I mean, if there's a market for it,
yeah.
Hey,
do it.
There's a registry.
Exactly. Oh
I
my
can
God.
wait for someone to go to the post office and put in customs, like dick size artifact for dolls.
I mean, like, my customs form on my store,
Yeah.
like, the Shopify makes me pick one, and everybody gets these packages from me that say, it's like the code is like 95 something, and it's like tricycles, scooters, and like dolls are just classified as toys.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
everyone's like, why is this a tricycle?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, because we cannot send what we do as dolls, because there's not like an artistry. There's not a block in customs for artist dolls, you know.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
So we have to send
There's-
it. I send my stuff as ceramic stuff.
Oh, that's
You know.
smart. Yeah, because then
Yeah.
it's still protected and hopefully
Exactly.
they treat it with respect, being more fragile. But yeah, it's you don't put like they don't understand how much dolls are worth, and how, you know, they do need insurance in a different way for like collector's items, so that would make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Does anybody else have another story? Oh wait, actually, first you have to give me a T rating on my Press Papilla Good Feel.
I
I
need a T
mean,
ranking.
that was hot. But
Yeah.
it was hot because you could touch the boobies, and that got me sweating.
It's not just the weather in Spain.
no, exactly.
Is it? The rating is Long Island iced tea. It's like an alcoholic drink.
No, it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, it was funny.
Good. Okay, cool.
I mean, I've seen it. I've seen that happen with independent artists doing that kind of stuff. But for a big, like, business house or however it's called to do
company.
it, you have to have X. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's awesome.
I actually have another lore about a company that goes along with that. I don't know if you want me to tell you.
About Press Papilla Good Feel.
How long?
Yeah. It's not long. It's like
Is it Ryoma long?
what?
Sabic chorizo.
I
Oh my
don't know if you guys know about this, but should I give the company name?
This is what we'll do. You say the company name, and if we decide the tea is too hot, we'll put a beep over it. Like, we'll beep, 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 like sound like you're swearing. So
Okay. Oh wow.
I don't know what's better for me, right?
Oh.
Okay, so it's called Mizen Fantasy Dolls. Have you guys ever heard?
Okay.
And they created a comical and charming penis doll. That's
Oh, yeah!
yes, literally,
I know this. Yes.
literally, and they have unique expressions and face plates for it. I thought, oh my goodness, that's too hilarious.
Is that the same brand that made the egg?
That made sorry?
You
No,
know,
no,
there's
no, no.
An egg doll that has the same features.
Oh,
Oh, maybe.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they should have put this story into our actual video. But there's also a brand or an independent artist that has like an egg-shaped BKD. And I thought it was the same concept as the dick-shaped BKD that you were mentioning.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so funny.
That's good.
Okay, so I'm going to mention a couple of funny stories about how do you say, for you guys, Fairyland is a house, it's a business, of how you would
Company.
say a company. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of company doll names whose name were changed or maybe were like somehow criticized because they sounded different in maybe Japanese or Chinese than in Spain, the US, or whatever. So the first one,
Okay.
it seems like the brand in doll had a little Scorpio boy, half human, half a Scorpio, and they call it like small, like I think he was called penis, and he had like a little. It was so small that they had like a little before that, so he was called little penis.
Tiny
and then
Royoma.
It seems like someone told them, "Hey, this is different in a lot of other languages," and they decided to rename him Colin. So he's now Little Colin.
Optional Colin parts.
I will put
label
a
them.
photo of the small doll. This is something that my friend Lana told me, actually. I also know that Resin Doll had a doll called Dong.
Yes,
This is
I
also
think.
funny.
Yes, I think I remember.
And I
that.
know Fairyland, and this is hilarious, has two real Pookie Fees that were called Poo Poo and Caca.
Really?
And I actually have the screenshots of the names of Fairyland, and I think it's hilarious. Poo Poo and Caca.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love them.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I got the new limited edition
Caca.
poo-poo in brown resin.
Brown resin. Oh my
He's so sweet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. That's freaking funny.
Yeah.
The I think when you're saying like it's like strange things company dolls have done, what comes to mind is do you guys remember when Doll Chateau brought out that I don't remember what the doll's name was, but like I just referred to it as the Doll Chateau child abuse doll. Do you know what that is?
No,
We've actually
no.
discussed it before, right, Rosie?
We've talked about this. It was like in DMs. It's very questionable styling. So
Okay.
the doll was just like a cute little boy doll. Like it's but their styling was like it was in like ripped up clothes and covered in bruises and like blood, and it was very like Balenciaga.
Oh. Yeah.
I think like if you go on Alice's collections, it might still be that's its promo photos. Like they were just like, nah, this is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Questionable.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
I
for
don't
the
think that's
brand-
even questionable at that point. That's like,
Who would have
Yeah.
thought that Rosie would end up bringing the hottest tea of everything?
I know.
is that hot? Oh my god.
It is true that we actually discussed about this a couple of years back, and it
When it
was
happened, yeah.
really, really, really questionable.
Yeah.
And I think it was at the same time as the Balenciaga thing.
It was around the same time, but also it was. I'm not going to name any artists because this was a smaller independent artist, very small, but well, maybe not very small. I don't know, but they released a tiny doll. Pablo will remember this. It was a tiny doll, and it was its promo photos were it hanging, and it was a child. It was like,
Yeah,
do you remember, Pablo?
I remember
Instagram
that.
removed the post. I was like, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
It was so graphic.
It was a lot. And
yeah.
it's like, I get that it's art, but you're depicting a child. Yeah, so that's some hot tea. I'm sorry, that was
Out, right?
like, it was like suicide.
Oh my god.
Or sewer slide, unaliving. I don't know what the word we can use on YouTube is, but
Oh yeah.
the unaliving. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Unenlivening.
that was some lore. Yeah, that's I think that like I mean like art is art, but all art is not for everybody. And I mean like the whole point of art is to elicit a reaction. That elicited a reaction.
Yeah.
I will say it's not for me. I do think the artist is quite talented. But yeah, there are lines like with Doll Chateau. I'm like, this is not a full set I would purchase.
No. Well,
I question anybody who does.
I used to paint a lot, and my paintings were very emotional and very like intense. So like my husband's like, your paintings kind of scare me because they're like so raw. But I feel like there's a limit to what, like, you know, I think there are some subjects that are a little bit more, you know, like mine would be all like my own feelings, my own experiences, and it would not include that sort of a thing. But I just like, I mean, I do respect artists that you know, because art is amazing, but I feel there are certain things that are should have warnings. Like, I think if there's a doll like that, they should have like a warning before the doll picture, almost like, so this doll is graphic. If you don't want to see anything to do with children, then do not look at this BJD kind of a thing. I think it would really upset.
Yeah.
I think it would really upset me if I went on a doll page and then all of a sudden that was right there.
Yeah, I think that was the main issue people had with it, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
All right, that was some hot tea.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
We thought Pablo was going to bring the hot tea.
Yeah.
So the thing is, related to that, I have some hot tea, but I don't want to say it because, like, I'm the drama queen of the club, you know? I don't want to get anyone or this podcast in trouble. But I have some drama tea about people releasing or doing pics of dolls that include child abuse, body dysmorphia, or things like that, in a way that, triggers people, because sometimes I see trigger warning, and it's not really things that maybe like, or maybe for that person is, but then I see real things that could trigger the majority of the population, or that just simply in a way should not be, in Instagram, like nothing. And I don't see any trigger warning about that. And it's like, I don't know. For me, it is, definitely.
Yes. Yeah. No, I definitely...
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I definitely think so. I would want a warning, because I think everybody would understand that that's not okay, and it would, I think it would just would elicit nothing but like sadness or upset. But I mean, again, that's my opinion, so.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. But no, I think some, like, to talk about doll history and lore, I think you will have some drama in it. You just want to make sure that it's not like, about... We're
not here to bully. We're just here to...
Exactly. No.
Yeah. No, exactly. So.
Yeah. All right.
Who's to follow?
Well, I don't know what you guys think. Angel of Dreams did this doll. I can't remember when it was. I think are they still around, Angel of Dreams?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Well, a while ago they did a BJD that was pregnant. So, yeah. So kind of like the Barbie, when I was a little kid, there was a Barbie that had a stomach that would open and inside was the baby. Yeah. But this one actually came out of the back of the doll. So
a choice.
It was a choice.
It's like it's not even a C-section.
No. A back section.
This is not how birth works.
No. So yeah, like I saw that. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that
is the baby jointed?
I didn't
No,
look about that.
I don't think so.
I was like, is this a 2 BJDs for the price of one? Because that's pretty
maybe.
awesome.
Actually, yeah, that would be awesome. I would assume that it would be jointed. like that's just my assumption. But because I know that you can get baby BJDs, like super super tiny ones. So, but I mean, I think this was in the early 2000s that this one came out.
So maybe.
Yeah.
For me, what was funny too about this doll, because I remember perfectly, because in the Spanish BJD scheme, everyone really wanted that doll, but for fun, because the face of the doll was horrifying, because what really ended up translating to was not a pregnant mom, was a woman that wanted to eat her child. It was even mother, you know? So
so that I talked about that doll. So my first year on YouTube, I had a video called BJDs that haunt my dreams, and it was like specifically like creepy dolls, like, or intentionally creepy.
Yeah.
But then that one made the list because I'm like, first of all, the baby is not done being cooked.
Yeah.
Judging by the size, I'm like, this. It was not ready to come out.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, and then she's like. It was a lot. I was like, no, thank you.
She was terrifying. She definitely was. Definitely.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I would not give that woman my baby.
No. Just gonna eat it.
Yeah.
I mean, she ate.
Yeah.
She. Oh my god. That's really funny. Do you have enough? Oh, well, I guess I kind of have one. It's like going off the, like, do we have any more, like, other, like, strange sculpts we want to talk about, or?
I have a story, actually, and this is the last thing I have about the sculpts. And it seems like Volks once did, like, a fourth sister pre-order or something like that, where they somehow tried to pull off, here's 4 new sculpts, and the 4 of them were the same.
Are you serious?
And
they were all the same?
Yes, this is something my friend Lana told me. And it seems like the 4 of them had a different face up, so they somehow looked different. But I think the 4 of them were the same. So, you know, and that's the tea.
Sorry.
I think, like, oh no, I've got, I guess, like, to clear out what I had on, kind of, like, interesting sculpt choices was, Ring Doll. Apparently, as the story goes, because I've not seen it with my own eyes, but there is talks that some of the Ring Doll sculpts, or all of the Ring Doll sculpts, again, I don't know, have a sculpted butthole. Is it true? That, like, if you look between the cheeks, there's a little starfish there waiting for you. I've not seen a picture. It's really hard to Google Ring Doll butthole and get anything normal. I don't recommend doing that. You're going to be added to a list with Pablo.
So the bad portion is giving duck face, right?
Oh my god, duck face. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly, with Pablo. Exactly.
Yeah. It's
that is too
the story
funny.
goes, if you can confirm if this is true in the comments, please let me know if this is true or not. It's just what I've heard. It's only what I've heard. If it's true, that's amazing, though.
Okay, so any of you have any more stories to tell?
Yeah, Tiffany, you've been around for a while. You gotta have another one.
So there's a doll company, and I cannot remember their name, but they have a doll with, like, a marionette, or not a marionette,
It's not that.
what are they called? The people like Slappy. What are they called? I can't say the word. So their mouth opens and closes, and my, like, that is one that would haunt my dreams, because it's like super terrifying. But you know, it's again, like, it's an interesting, I guess, like, you guys are doll artists, so it's like you want to keep pushing and having different things and stuff. So I can also respect it. It's not scary or upset. Well, it is scary for me, but I mean, it's not meant to be scary. Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It's good that people make these things, because, like, I'm the same way. Like, sometimes I'm like, why would you make that? But also, that's fantastic. Like, I can respect the creativity of it. You know what I mean? Like, don't just keep making the same stuff over and over. But, yeah, sometimes you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, that's creative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. It is.
So that's the last one I have about, like, different sculpts. But I have a story. I'll do one story, and then I don't know, somebody else wants to go, but then I can do the next story.
Okay.
So I know there was a doll convention that you could not go in unless you had a doll. And if you went in, you had to buy a doll.
Oh.
So
you, okay.
Yes.
But if you walk in and all the dolls cost $7,000, you're like, well.
And apparently they, like, would push people to buy dolls, or else they had to leave. And
did it have to be like a BJD, or could it be like a play line?
No,
you
had
to
have
a Barbie?
BJD. Uh-huh.
That's
what I was thinking.
That's why.
It's not everyone can afford one.
Exactly.
I would rather go to the bulk cruise rather than go to an event where you have to buy a doll.
Yes.
It's like a country club.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, no shirt, no shoes, no tie, no doll, then you don't get
doll.
it. Yeah, it's,
oh my gosh,
it's crazy. I think I would just leave. I think I would just be like, even though, well, but even if I had a doll, like, with me, I'd be like, no, I'm not going in if you're gonna be so elitist. 'Cause, like,
and what if all the dolls for sale are not your thing? Like, you're like,
exactly. And it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be like a joyful occasion, not like you must buy, you know? So that was really strange. I had never heard of that before. So
that's that is different. I've never heard of that either.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely events are not only made for people to buy stuff, are also made for people to be able to join in.
Yes.
So it's really weird for me to hear. I mean, it's like, I think at the end of the day, it's like separating the people that can afford certain things with the poor people.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Like, if this hobby
like
was
classism.
Not about people with money enough, you know?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. And, you know, I have dolls, obviously, like, you can see some of them in my background. But, like, I still have to work really hard, and I have to sell things and, you know, make things to sell and everything to be able to afford my dolls. So, and, like, not everybody has the ability to like, make things to sell, or what have you. And so, like, how are they going to make the money to get these dolls that they want, right? These beautiful dolls.
Exactly.
So, I mean, now you guys make things and sell them, but it's a completely different thing, because you guys are like independent artists, and it's on. I saw your video, the one about like the cost and everything about being a doll. Yeah.
Yeah, why
but
things
like
cost
you
so
know what I
much.
mean? Like I work really hard to get these dolls, and there's so many people that don't even have the opportunity to get these dolls.
Yeah. I
So
think
they should at least get to see them and be able to experience that. So like you would think people would be like, come on in, you know, come see these dolls, right? So
yeah. I think that's what the difference is for me. I think is when it's like if you have a ton of money and you're like, I'm gonna buy $7,000, I'm not mad about that. Like I'm a doll artist. Like if you have money to drop on dolls, like that's good for people like Pablo and I. My problem isn't people having a ton of money to spend on dolls. My problem is excluding people from spaces based on what they can afford.
Like there's a lot of stigma to like the companies that have lower price dolls, or like not the in doll at the time, you know. It's very it makes me very sad because all dolls are wonderful, and I especially love when people,
even the ones that are eating their babies.
Exactly.
Somebody loves her somewhere.
Somebody has a wall of like that same sculpt.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's watching the podcast like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If I've offended you, I apologize. I am sure your doll is lovely.
Yes. It's honestly I think of a lot of it is the face up and the way they've taken the photos. So
I think so.
Yeah.
A choice.
A choice.
Sure.
Choices were made.
Yes.
I guess my next story, I wasn't there for this, and it's not about a specific sculpt. And again, I didn't want to search for pictures on this one. I'm not gonna lie. It is all just what I have heard, but there was apparently problematic face-up artist, again, I cannot vouch for that either way, who shall not be named, but who began painting their dolls with their menstrual blood.
Oh my...
So I think, I mean, the word down the grapevine, or the doll elastic or whatever on this one is that the intent was to bond themselves with the doll. I guess there are other ways. Like you can just do your face up. Like, but then they were a face-up artist, so they painted other people's dolls, and there was apparently some discourse that people were concerned about the brown or red paints that were used on their own sculpts. Like if their face-up had, and they were like, I don't know if I trust it.
Yeah, because the red would turn out over time would turn brown.
Over like a minute would turn like it would oxidize. Blood oxidizes pretty quick.
You know what that made me think of? Was the
bleaching your eyeballs.
Yeah.
Our sponsor, Deepica.
Elax Complex.
Have you guys ever seen, I think it's called The Red Violin? I think it's... Okay,
no.
This guy, like... Oh my god, I have the weirdest stories. So this guy takes a violin that he makes and he paints it with his wife's blood after she dies.
Oh my god, okay, what? Holy moly.
But then it becomes like super rare and people like spend all this money on it because of on his wife's blood. It turns the violin red, like a really deep red, and people want this violin. So that, I'm sorry, that's not doll related, but
how is that legal?
How is that legal? He made it like this was like in the 1700s or something, and so like people, they were wild, and so it wouldn't fly today, but I guess back it was something.
I don't know. Maybe it would. There's
Yes.
makeup
This
artists, so like,
reminds me to the. Have you seen the movie The Perfume? Is it called that way?
I don't think I
yes,
The,
the perfumier, whatever. Yes,
I don't know why people does that.
I actually love like horror movies and stuff. So like, I watch anything like, yeah.
You know what's funny
Anyways.
though? Like, I don't like horror movies, and I'm the one who brought all these scary stories.
I see the
I was
call
gonna
is
say-
coming from inside the house.
Oh my god, that movie scared me so bad. Anyways, yeah, no.
Yeah, again, I cannot confirm or deny that one.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Now I
Allegedly.
think that is like piping hot tea, like piping hot, because that is quite the lore.
I'm piping red.
That's cramp relief tea.
Oh man alive. I don't know if you want to get back to the dolls, because
Yeah, you know, probably.
we're just
Yes.
talking about menstrual painting right now. If you've just joined us,
Yeah.
um,
Oh my gosh.
but apparently there's a company that you had to sign like a contract, and you had to make
In your own blood.
maybe, and you had
maybe.
to like promise that you would never sell the doll, and
Oh, that's not how property
and
ownership works.
that if you did sell the doll, you would have to wait a year to do it.
Oh, so can I not sell the doll, or
Yeah,
can I sell the doll
exactly.
after a year?
And you had to do like an entry video to be able to even be able to buy this doll. So it's
Oh.
yeah. I don't know. That seems very extreme.
It is actually.
That's a choice.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like some doll maker playbook somewhere that's like, and you know what? You want to keep things spicy fresh? You're
Yeah.
gonna have a lottery. You're gonna have a cruise. There's going to be an island
Exactly.
of dolls.
We need to go on that cruise. We need to make that cruise happen. That would
Oh,
be
I know.
amazing.
What would we name that cruise?
I mean, maybe with this video, Volks decides
Yeah.
to sponsor us.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're just gonna all get into the business of like we're gonna get like with
Yeah.
a travel agent
Yeah.
working
Exactly.
collaboration.
Exactly. I do kind of want to go see that island, but I'm also like really scared because it would be so creepy, I think. It'd be so creepy.
I feel like I need more information about the
Yes,
little girl who died
me
there.
too.
And
Me
like,
too.
I
Maybe
need more
we go
information.
when we end up dying too.
What if the dolls are not dolls at all?
Did
Did you hear about that one?
What?
Stop. Okay, I have a scary
Okay.
true crime one.
Ooh.
I have one. Okay. I watch a lot of true crime. This is a true story. There was a man. That's how I start every story. There was a man.
Was a man. Wow, I
Scary.
just-
End of story.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then there was a bear. But okay, there was this man, and he was like, okay, so what he did, because I'm not going to tell it the way podcasters or like true crime people tell it, because that's too much information, but he would dig up the graves of little girls because he thought, like,
Yeah.
trigger warning,
Yeah.
he would dig up the graves of little girls because he thought that they were lonely. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
And then he would, that's what he said when he got caught. That's why he did it. And he would bring them back to his house, preserve them
Oh
as
my God.
dolls. Big, life-size dolls. They were all in his house. And they were, like, the little girls, he would buy them wigs and, like, dress them up and, like, like have dinner with them and stuff. And there is video. We're not going to insert it, but there is video and photos of some of these dolls. They're not amazing quality images, which is, I think, a good thing. But of the police going into his house because they're like, I think this guy might have dug up a grave, and they like went to his house and they're walking around. They're like, oh, this guy has a lot of weird dolls, and like somebody picked one up and was like, this is a person, and then they're like, oh my god, they're everywhere. Like, and I feel like I will, and we can name this guy because he's actually a monster. So
have you ever seen the TV series called in Spanish it's called Mentes Criminales? It's like Criminal Minds.
Okay.
Criminal Minds.
There was an episode about, I think, maybe, I don't know if it was about that guy, but everything sounds like it.
Oh.
Anatoly Moskin.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, in 1966 in
There's
Russia.
Actually, now that I'm thinking, there's actually been a lot of episodes on a lot of series about this kind of a scenario with dolls, with people making living dolls and stuff.
Well, the unliving dolls, but yes.
Wow.
It is a choice.
A choice.
I mean, this is not the same, but it's kind of like when cameras first became available, people would take pictures with their deceased loved ones, because most of the time they wouldn't even have a photo ever with them. So that, I'm sorry, but that made me think of that. I'm like, oh.
No, but that's true. That's something I actually learned, I think, in my degree.
Yeah.
That the old photos, all the people look like
they're
like blood because they were actually dead.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, I like turning. I just keep turning. It's like my fault, and I don't understand. Oh my god. I have a question.
Okay.
So I have a doll related story about dealing with someone who knows nothing about dolls, and I didn't know if you guys had like your own story about someone who's not into dolls and how they reacted to your dolls. Okay, sure. So I was coming back from a doll convention, and I had all my dolls in my suitcase, and that included dolls that I had bought. So when you come back, as you know probably, Rosie, when you come back to Canada, you have to declare what you bought, so they can tax you. Well, I did it. Like, I'm an honest person, and so I put down it was $500, and because I got a lot of dolls, and I went through and they stopped me and they said, what is $500 worth of dolls? And I said, well, I got these dolls at a convention. I started talking about them, and the guy looks at me, he goes, are you talking about a Barbie doll? And I said, well, not really. And his eyes roll up inside his head, like he's just so confused, and he's like, you know what, never mind, just go. It was just like, just go. I can't. I don't understand. So I just thought that was funny.
Do you think he thought it was a sex doll or something?
Maybe. Do I have that look about me?
Or maybe he was just like, I do not need you to tell me. Like, you know, he's like, when I was, like, last summer, I brought Fig and Fennel to, or last spring, the spring before, I don't know, I brought Fig and Fennel to New Orleans with me to visit my grandma. And when I was going through security, they pulled Fig and Fennel out of my carry-on. And the guy's, like, like, looking it over and flipping them around. And I'm like, they're trying to tell if I'm trying to, like, bring drugs over the border in my dolls. I'm like, please, because they like, when they go through the scanner, they probably came up as being hollowed out. So they were like, oh, what's in here? And I'm like, it's just elastic. And then the guy starts pulling it apart. And I'm like, well, it was okay. It was okay, but it was just, like, awkward because he had to, like, check under the clothes and stuff to, like, and so he's, like, standing there, pulls the pants down, and it's anatomically correct. He's like, and he's pulling the leg, and then he goes, nice craftsman. He's like, that's good craftsmanship. And he puts it, and he gave it back, and I was like, oh my god, it was so embarrassing. But it was funny. I'm like, well, at least he gave it back.
I would die if someone
I was a nice...
took my dolls and decided to do whatever with them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. I'm like, he's gonna go be like,
yes,
guess what I saw today at work. Like, he's gonna have a story.
I was shocked that didn't happen when I took a smart doll to Austin, and but I took her mostly apart because I was like, they're gonna think I'm hiding drugs in her. So, and then they never even checked.
Yeah.
I was waiting for them to check and be like shocked by this, disemboweled, disembodied doll.
Disemboweled. Oh my god.
And smart dolls are scary when they're like dismembered.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all dolls are kind of scary.
Yes.
Like a pile of doll parts. It's like, we're unfazed, but I'm like, I can see why people would be like, why do you have a foot?
Yeah.
Like, just a hand, just a chest. Like,
well,
it's like
it's
giving
funny
true crime
though too, because like my husband's like, he just is no longer fazed by it. So I'm like, oh, my head's gonna be in the mail today, or like, or like I have a body coming, and he's just like, I don't even notice anymore when you say that, because it's just like normal for me to hear that.
Yeah.
So.
I have a friend. I used to be roommates with one of my best friends called Miriam, and she knew about.
And they were roommates.
What?
And they were roommates. She knew about dolls, but
it's like an old vine.
And I remember one time she was like, "Can you come with me to this?" And I was like, "No, because I'm waiting for a body that the mail is getting me." And she was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And she always remembers that joke to everyone because we love it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like, what if you're dating somebody and you're like, they don't know, but this is how you tell them you collect dolls. You're like, you want to see a picture of my body? And they're like, yeah, and then you just send, it's just like a doll body.
Oh my god. That's too
Like,
funny. That's too funny. I love that.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
But people that are not in the hobby are usually the first ones that like to sexualize dolls too.
Yes.
Because I had a guy of the day at my studio that I'm actually meeting, and he was like, but they don't have, like, because my dolls don't have anything under there. And I was like, no.
Yeah, most of mine don't either.
Yeah,
some of them do, some of them don't.
And, and he was like, but they're this or they're that. And I was like, no, they're not having it.
Yeah, I think people do that are not in the hobby for sure, which is very frustrating.
I just think that's because I think a lot of that is that any kind of nudity is immediately sexualized, even though, like, people, it's like, okay, people can just, like, exist. Like, sorry.
Well, that's the thing. It's like when they have trigger warnings, and then it's just like dolls being, making it naked or making out or what have you. I'm like, so, like, it's no big for me. For me, it's no big deal. I would much rather that than like violence or whatever. But I do know some people get triggered by that, so obviously I respect that. But I do get, like, I just like happy dolls, I guess.
Yes, I do like sad dolls, and I like weird little faces and stuff. But all right, well, I think I'm all out of stories at this point.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Okay, but if any of you in the audience have any stories, please leave them as a comment. I would love to read them personally.
Me too,
Yeah,
for sure.
same.
But that basically wraps us up then, I guess, if we don't have any more stories. Also, if you're in the comments and you want to let me know what your favorite story was, that would be really fun too. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool if they actually rated it and they agree with us.
Yes.
How
that would be really
piping hot or piping cold each story is.
Yes.
Or poisoned.
Or poison like mine. Yeah.
Poison. Or poison.
And Tiffany brings the poison. The poison. So
Yes, I love it. I was not expecting that particular story, but I'm glad it was part of this.
We love
Good.
diversity
It was perfect.
here.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you for watching or listening to the podcast.
Yes.
I'm Rosie, aka Teeny Tinkers.
And I'm Pablo
And I'm-
from Hobburgation.
And I'm Tiffany from Nerdydollgirl, and I also go by Nerdydollgirl.
Cool. Now you guys got to do the outro.
If you like this video, please give a like.
Share and subscribe.
What am I?
Was it?
I mean, add it in, but this is new.
If you
What am
like
I
this kind
off-script
of content, if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Was
Yeah.
it like that?
If you're already subscribed, thanks so much for subscribing. And if you're new here and you like the content, I hope you consider subscribing.
yeah. Can I just say thank you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course.
Thank you for being
You were
here.
lovely to have. This was great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
this was fantastic.
Yeah.
And everybody go give Nerdydollgirl, go give her channel some love.
Thank
She's
you.
fantastic, super
Thank
sweetheart. So
Thank
make sure
you.
you check her out.
Thank you.
All right.
Alrighty.
As always, we hope you have a fantastic day.
Yes.
Bye.